Hey, what's up, guys? I'm out here in Boston, Seaport. I'm on the pier. I was on here, I think maybe my first or second vlog out here in Boston. It's a bittersweet moment, remembering that a year has entirely gone by since I was last year. It's kind of surreal how it's so empty around here, and I've just bike rode here, and the streets are completely gone. It's like a ghost town out here, but it is what it is. I'm here, the weather is good, and as you can see, the beautiful view is still around. So life is starting to return back to normal, and life is still good. It's crazy to imagine just how much time has gone by since last time. And if you remember, last time I was on this pier, I spoke about why I came to Boston and what this whole goal was, and what my plans as an entrepreneur were going to be, and why I chose Boston over maybe New York or Columbus or even San Francisco. And if you remember, it was about a few things. I mean, one, there's opportunity here. There's the cost of living is cheaper, but also it was also geographically convenient, right? It was in between New York and Providence, so I could visit Brown if I wanted to. I could visit New York if I wanted to, it was an upcoming city. So you may be wondering, now that you've been here for a year, why do you want to leave all of a sudden? Why do you want to move to Los Angeles? And the reason for that, I mean, I've spoke about that in the other vlogs too, is that in my time here in Boston, I feel like I've really grown. I feel like I've become, from a little minnow to a bigger fish now, and I'm ready to kind of rub shoulders, or what the fuck? I rub elbows. Okay, just forget that analogy. With some bigger players in the field. I will miss this place. I'll miss the dope ass, kind of Seaport, the Cambridge, the people, Dunkin' Donuts and all that stuff. I'll miss being out here in Boston, and it's bittersweet. I feel kind of sad to leave it because I was just starting to get to really know the place, but all good things must come to an end, and my life is moving on. I think I really accelerated the trajectory of my career and my entire life plan. I mean, LA was always the end goal. Starting even coming here, I knew I was going to be here for maybe 3 to 5 years, build up my business here, and then migrate it to LA. But I realized actually, just life is a lot more complicated and harder than you think, and it takes a lot longer to really bring to fruition your plans. But so much can happen in a year. So much can really change in your life, and I feel like I've discovered so much. I mean, I feel like I've grown a lot, and I'm definitely going to carry with me the lessons that I learned here in LA. But I also realized the things that were holding me back from moving to LA directly have kind of been removed, or I've kind of gone through past a lot of mental barriers that were in my way here in Boston, just being on the ground and just trying to make my dream a reality. I've gone past those mental barriers that were in my way in terms of moving to Los Angeles by living in here, because to be frank, I don't think if I had lived here I would feel that I would be ready to move out to LA. But now that I've been here, I've gotten used to it. I've felt the energy. I've tried to make things happen, and I've met people, and I've shook hands, and I've kind of seen my dream happen in a very small way. I feel ready now to move on to the next chapter, and coming out of the COVID-19, out of the quarantine and all that stuff, it's really made me rearrange all the thinking that I've had, and I feel like I'm finally ready to move out there. But anyways, I'm just out here enjoying the view, enjoying the last few moments. It's the end of May 29th or 30th, I forget, but basically I only have 2 months here. I have June and July out here in Boston, and then it's time to go. So I'm already kind of letting myself let go of the place, saying goodbye to it, and getting some closure at my time here. But it's been fun. Summer's always really fun out here, especially in Seaport. And I was just kind of revisiting all the places that I first came to Boston when I first got here. It will have been I think I arrived in Boston June 8th. So actually, it's pretty funny. I started reminiscing over my commencement in Providence in the Memorial Day weekend. I got back from Ohio, I guess, and after Memorial Day weekend, and I basically, like last year, straight after graduating, I went directly to Boston just to, get a head start on my dreams. But I basically had a whole month where I was basically looking for a job, and I was living in an Airbnb. I never recorded it, but it was in East Boston. It was in Maverick Street. I went to the local Cambridge, or the local Y, the East Boston Y, which is actually pretty nice. And I would go to the East Boston Public Library, and I just grinded. That's where I got my first job, and I just lived on my own for the first time. And I remember the energy that I had. It was so amazing, feeling, just walking down the streets and knowing that, like, this is real life. This isn't school. This isn't, a gated community. This isn't like there's no safety net. This is a real life. Like, if I mess up, it's not that I go to the dean. I go to city council or whatever. Like, just like, the people there. There's no more filters. There's no more like layers between you and the real world. Like, this is what it really is like. And that, I remember that feeling, and brushing up against that kind of reality. It was so exciting to me because I was just full of potential, and I was just like, where's this life gonna take me? And I remember saying to myself, I'm never coming back to Ohio or whatever. But and I remember actually that feeling that I had, that electricity that I felt back in Ohio, or back in when I first came here, just almost nearly a year ago, that this is the start of something new. That feeling is what I remembered when I was feeling so down, when I was feeling like all the chips were against me, all the cards were against me, and like I felt like I was back in the corner. I didn't have any money, I didn't have a job or anything like that, and I was like, do I give up? Do I go back to Ohio? I was so lonely, like I didn't know what to do. And that feeling of like, I'm here, this is the start of something new, and I'm gonna chase my dreams. That's what I remembered in those moments, and when I was at my lowest, at rock bottom, at my darkest hour. And that's when I decided, I have a choice. I can shrink and go back to Ohio, give up, tail between my legs, or I can go up. I can elevate the stakes even higher. And so that's when I decided, okay, yeah, well, I'm going to go to LA. I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to go back to Ohio, because I said to myself that I wouldn't right when I first got here. And that moment, I remember, I'll play it. Big things to come. I left Ohio, made it out here in Boston, and I ain't never going back. Money moves, baby. Just keep watching. I recorded it actually because I felt so inspired about the seeing the water when I first came here, that like I was just like, then how do I do this? Hey, what's up? Oh yeah, there's some people on a yacht over there, and they're having a good time. So we're enjoying our time out here in Boston, and it's a good time out here. So I'm having a good time, and life is good. The virus is almost over, and yeah, I don't know how long I've been recording out here, but life is good, and I'm out here doing what I can do. So I just can't wait till I get to LA, and basically I have all the things that I've envisioned for my life like back in place. Sorry, that yacht was kind of cool though. Like those people are kind of cool. You'll meet those type of people out here in Boston as well. But yeah, I hope to meet people like that everywhere around the world, and in LA especially, when I can do whatever, and I can meet all these dope people at the intersections of crazy industries, at the intersection of the world. And I just can't wait to do what I did when I got here, all over again, but version 2.0 at higher scale, higher stakes, greater complexity, and everything, just elevated. I'm just ready to elevate my life, and things are just starting to like fall into place, and yeah, I just am so excited about this time. I can feel the pull of destiny. I've been talking to Eli about this. We've been having talks about moving to LA, and what our plans are going to be, and like we've been talking about the pull of destiny. And I remember when I first came out here talking about motivation, everything, the mindset and everything like that. It's kicking into high gear right now. And Christian Guzman talks about dipping in and dipping out. Sometimes you have to be really focused, and you have to have a lot of drive, and there's just a moment where you're just zoned in. And I feel like that moment is about to arise in me again, and I'm going to start over again in Los Angeles. I can't believe I'm even saying that, because that's been my dream place for so long. But I'm going to start over again in Los Angeles, but this time a little bit smarter, a little bit stronger, and we're going to see where it takes us. That's it for today. I'm not going to talk about the good life at all. It's just kind of an update in my life about moving to Boston, or moving to Los Angeles, and why I'm leaving and saying goodbye. Because I do love this place. I do have some fond memories here, and I'll always remember it. But I'm ready to close that chapter of my life to begin a new one. I'm not going to let the past hold me down from reaching the future. So that's where I'm at. That's where my head's at right now. But as always, it'll always be in my memories. But that's where I'm going to end it today. If you learn anything or entertained, drop me a like, leave me a comment. What do you guys remember or think about my move to Los Angeles? What do you think about Boston? And what are you doing in quarantine? Or what are you doing to chase your dreams? Let me know. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss next week's video. But as always, I love you guys, and I will see you next Thursday. Peace.